So you guys are going to watch this video until the end because I'm going to reveal 10 new scams in the meme coin industry. And if you don't watch this video, you might fall victim to at least one of them. So make sure you watch this video until the end so that you can at least get the full list. That way you're at least protected from these scams and you can at least protect your friends as well, because I can guarantee you there's at least one scam that you probably didn't even know exists. So right here on the screen right now that you can see, this is the first scam that is going on. And this is by far the hardest scam to detect. Now, the reason that this is the hardest scam to detect is because it's not a scam in the sense that like someone is taking money from you directly, but people are dumping on you, okay? And I call this avoiding the cabal. Now, sometimes you will see people in certain Telegram groups refer to the, a certain group of people as the cabal. And this essentially refers to coordinated groups or people within the cryptocurrency space of meme coins. And what this is where you have potentially like, right, some people on Twitter with either 200k, 300k, you have them with 100k, 50k, 10k, and you'll have maybe 4 or 5 accounts and they all start tweeting about the same coin, okay? And all they're trying to do is they're trying to drum up artificial hype about a token. They'll push that token out. They'll be like, oh my gosh, this narrative is good. This narrative is good on a token that seems relatively dead. Once that token's gained, some kind of traction, that coin will go down. Now, this can happen on any platform, okay? It can happen on TikTok and it can happen on Twitter. It can happen on any platform, but the main platforms that you do want to avoid is you want to avoid Twitter and TikTok in terms of seeing people, 4 or 5 accounts all talking about a coin out of nowhere, out of the blue. Just avoid it, okay? Trust me, you want to avoid the cabal because these guys, they make a lot of money from a lot of unsuspecting people. And it is the hardest one to avoid. But I would say if you see 4 or 5 accounts talking about a new meme coin that just launched, trust me, guys, avoid it. Because what tends to happen is, in reality, some people are late, some people are early. It's never 5 accounts at the same exact time posting about that coin. So that is something that you do need to avoid. Now, the next one that you need to avoid is of course, this is a pretty basic one. This is number 2. It's a pretty basic one. I know this is a super basic one, but I just want to get this out there. No matter what you do, never share that seed phrase. I don't care what anyone says. Never share that seed phrase. Never share that seed phrase. I'm going to say it again. Never share that seed phrase, okay? If you're a beginner, never share that seed phrase. That is essentially the key to your wallet. Never share that seed phrase. It doesn't matter. That is something that just, you should never do. That's a basic one. I'm just going to blast past that. Number 3, ignore your DMs, okay? Now, you can see right here, I've got this guy on Twitter who's talking about how he got completely drained for his crypto. And it all happened because someone started messaging him, talking about some crypto projects and saying, oh, I want to help you with this and this and that. Guys, ignore your DMs. I don't care if someone is telling you they've got a 500x that's guaranteed. Ignore your DMs because all they're trying to do is they're trying to, build a rapport with you, message you over a couple of days, and then they're going to ask you to do something that might seem a little bit fishy, but because they've been messaging you for, maybe 3 to 5 days, that is going to be something that your red flags aren't raised, your barriers down, your social barriers down. Maybe they've been sending you a few memes and then boom, before you know it, your account is gone. So ignore your DMs, okay? Unless you know that person in real life, okay? Ignore those DMs, okay? Crypto is PvP. No one is going to message you out of the blue trying to give you something for free, okay? Like I said before, nothing is for free, okay? If someone is offering, to buy a product or pay a product, that is completely different. But remember, okay, ignore those DMs because usually in the DMs, it's weird. It's weird, it's okay? Like people will just message you. You can see this guy, he got messaged, few days later, his account was drained, okay? And basically, the way how his account was drained, point number 4, don't download anything. Guys, please don't download anything. And like I said before, this guy is a relatively smart guy. But the only problem is that after messaging this other guy back and forth, and his malware did detect this kind of thing. But this guy, unfortunately, he downloaded something and it was part of the project that they were, essentially working on. And eventually his wallet got drained. He downloaded something. It managed to locate his wallet, drain his wallet, and he lost all of his Solana, all of his tokens. And this is something that can happen to anyone. So be very careful with what you download, guys. Please, please, please don't download anything. You don't really want to download anything that's really crazy. I personally don't download anything, guys. I have completely different airtight devices for completely anything I'm downloading. So don't download anything that seems sketchy at all. Always be very, very careful with what you download because this is something that could get you in a whole lot of trouble. So be very careful with whatever it is that you download. And that is what I would say as well. And if you are going to download something, guys, what I would say is before you download anything sketchy, make sure you just put your meme coins on like a different exchange or something like that, just in case, because if you are worried about it, you can always just send them back And it might be a little bit hassle, but it's worth the extra hassle rather than losing your entire portfolio, guys. So always make sure you do that, or just make sure that if you download something, like I said before, switch it off to another wallet that's on a different exchange. You can easily set up one, you can get like an old phone, just quickly send it over there. If you download it, you can see, you can check. And of course, the biggest thing to have here, of course, guys, make sure you've got Malwarebytes or all of those antivirus programs installed. And always double check the links of anything you're clicking. Now, this one is a really hard one to kind of, discover, but this one is one that is pretty annoying. So this is a Mevbot scam. So Mevbots are these trading bots that are just like highly, sophisticated. And what they'll do is they will front run your trades. And the only way to protect yourself from this is to ensure you have your what do they call it again? Slippage. That's the word I'm looking for. Your slippage set to a very low amount, because if your slippage is too high, they essentially can front run your trades and they can make a hefty profit. Now, in this case, they didn't make that much profit. They only made $22, which is pretty ridiculous. But the point is that this person, they wanted to essentially execute a trade for $5,000. And what happened here was that, the Mevbot saw this, okay, because it was processing for quite some time. They entered at 90,000. Since the price was pushed up, they managed to quickly profit for $22. I mean, it's pretty pointless, but there are cases where the initial person, buys in at a much higher price and they just get completely wrecked. So if you are buying tokens, okay, and if you are buying a large amount, always make sure that your slippage is set to a decent amount. You can see this person, explained it here. Mevbots, these bots search the market for a trade to extract on depending on the victim's slippage. Once found, the bot will front run the victim's trade, either buying a lot of tokens, then pumping the price, then letting the victim's trade go through, pumping the price a tiny bit more, then of course dumping the price back to where it was in that same second for a tiny bit of profit from the victim's money. And the victim will have bought massively higher than they should have due to their slippage settings and will have lost a large amount of their buy. So for those of you guys out there that are thinking, I'm just going to leave my slippage on 25 or whatever, understand you're leaving yourself open and vulnerable to this kind of scam. So this is something, keep your slippage very low. Sometimes even if that transaction doesn't go through, it's better than you losing a lot of that money. So that is something that does happen as well. Like I said before, it's not a popular scam, but it does happen as well. Another one here, and a lot of people fall victim to this one. This is the announcement hack, okay? This one is completely frustrating. So essentially the problem with the announcement hack is the fact that, like, with announcements, they come from official verified accounts. So it's very hard to spot, but the only way for you to just do this, guys, is always wait a couple of hours when they make an announcement. I know a lot of people can think, okay, they made an announcement. Oh my God, I'm the first to see it. I want to invest straight away. Understand that, like, I understand that, okay, you don't want to miss out, but usually you're going to want to be very careful with that, because a lot of the times when companies, like big companies, are just announcing a token, it's not usually done that way. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not usually done that way. Like, this is Anthropic. It's an AI company. And this one was kind of hard to spot because, like, a lot of people who aren't in the AI space know that this isn't how they tweet. So for those of you who don't follow the account, you might not realize that this isn't how they tweet, but I would always check the replies. If replies are off, like if you see a tweet and it says introducing our new token, and if the replies are off, and if only a certain amount of people can reply to the tweet, that is a major red flag. So if you see your Twitter, you see your announcement, and all the replies are off, guys, just avoid that coin, okay? Because the replies are off because they don't want anyone saying that this is a scam. Now, vice versa, if the replies are on and people are in the description saying, in the tweet reply saying, hey, this is a scam, avoid the token. It only takes you 2 seconds. I know you want to make the money quickly, and I know you want to, retire your family and be on a yacht, whatever. Just trust me, guys. You, like, 2 seconds will save you, losing the amount of money that you're going to lose, okay? And this is another account right here. You can see that, things not looking good. You can see introducing Berry. And what will happen is, they'll gain access to the accounts, and then they'll all tweet it at the same time. So you think, okay, this is, probably legitimate. So I would say be extraordinarily careful with this stuff, because this is something that can happen to you. And, there was even one where it was treated from Bill Gates. It was tweeted from Obama's Twitter account. And that one was really hard to spot because, I mean, like you would never have thought that Bill Gates and Obama's account would get hacked. So that's completely understandable. But like I said before, it's always best to be skeptical anytime you see a random Twitter announcement. Now, fake volume / fake liquidity. This is where sometimes they'll put fake volume and fake pump into coins. And essentially you'll have like $1 million in your account and you'll think, oh my God, I made it. But that's not true, because essentially the token doesn't have any liquidity and they're just using you as exit liquidity. I don't know how they do it. Genuinely, I don't know the entire ins and outs of this. I'm going to tell you how to avoid this. But essentially with this fake volume and stuff like that, you have to avoid coins that look shady. And I will show you guys exactly what I mean, because that is vague and I want to help you guys out. But there is a TikTok where this guy, he had $12 million, but he couldn't sell because there was no liquidity. And it was due to, I think either A, it was either a volume scam, or either B, there was no liquidity. I think it was a mix of both. So what these guys will do is they will essentially, buy services where you can literally get fake volume. You can see right here, you can literally buy fake volume. You can see the starter boost, growth accelerator, alpha dominance, ecosystem pioneer. And this is something that is quite frustrating because it makes it very hard to see. Now, if you want to see what fake volume actually looks like, if you go on the area, you can actually see that the buys, if you see lots of buys, less than 1 cent, less than 1 cent, less than 1 cent, that is going to be something that is an indicator of fake volume. So if you're looking on Dex Screener and you see this, avoid the token. Next the token, next, okay? Just avoid that, and you will be safe. Now, in addition as well, if you see a random token and is at billions in seconds, okay? $24.38 billion market cap out of nowhere. And this chart just looks absolutely nonsense. Essentially what these charts will do, like I said before, they'll run up the fake volume, run up that fake volume. And then eventually, as soon as enough people bought in, boom, it just goes straight down. So if you see a random token that is at billions of dollars of market cap, just avoid that token, okay? Like, first of all, if it's at billions of dollars of market cap, it's too high anyways. And second of all, if it's a billions dollar market cap, it's probably a scam coin. And you can see literally within 6 hours it's at $20 billion. Like, people are just thinking, you're going to buy the token blindly. Some people do. They make money from this because there are bots that just buy absolutely everything. Like, they just snipe $10 from everything. Like, some people out there just buy, a lot of tokens. And this is because, of course, some people have trading bots and indicators where, it's all set to buy. That, of course, Sego is a perfect example of my trading indicator. I actually worked with the developer to make a trading indicator, a VIP indicator for my private community. So if that's something that interests you, this is something that actually saves me a ton of time. Before, I was stuck to my screen, glued, trying to find the next meme coin. But now I have a really nice Telegram indicator that just tells me which coins are trending based on momentum and certain characteristics that I worked with on my developer. I've released that now in my private community, and it is something that you can see right here. I actually managed to find this unicorn fart dust token because it was only 7 minutes old, but it had certain characteristics that my trending bot actually looks for. And when my trending bot found it, it posted it to community. And of course, you can see what the price is now. So this is something that's just a time-saving tool. If you guys do want access to that, link is in the private community. As of course, the Telegram scam, one of the last ones that I previously spoke about this in a previous video. Of course, they will, use you as liquidity. They have a free Telegram. Some free Telegrams are good. Don't get me wrong. Some are good. But the problem is that not all of them are good because you can't conversate. You can't have a conversation. You can't go back and forth. Problem with that is if you've got 15,000 people in a free Telegram, you're just going to post your coin there. And then, you're going to sell it off as soon as it goes up 100%. And then the rest of the people are going to be holding their bags. Unfortunately, it happens. Crypto is player versus player. You have to understand this is a dog-eat-dog world. So to conclude, okay, screenshot this because this is going to help you guys out. Avoid fake narratives that, are shielded by the cabal. Avoid hacked Twitter accounts. Avoid people in DMs. Set your slippage to low. Never collect your wallet to anything that you don't know what it is. Avoid coins with fake volume, like it says 0.0.1, and avoid coins at billions in seconds. Now, if you know any other coins, comment down below. And another thing, before you leave, okay, please, okay? There are probably going to be a billion comments. And I don't know how YouTube hasn't solved this problem yet. But those comments, okay, the ones I'm talking about, where it's like, oh, Jane told me about this investor, Bob, and he's, giving me returns of 700% over the last month. Or they're going to be like, oh, what about this XAI 1200XA token? How do you guys think that one is shaping up with the market? Guys, it's a scam, okay? I'm probably going to put my comments off, and I do apologize for that. But like, the comments are just filled with scams, okay? I don't know how to, go around that, okay? So if comments are off for this video, that is the reason why. But avoid YouTube comments as well, okay? If people in comments is shilling any coin, avoid it, okay? Do your research, okay? Be skeptical. You need to be a lot more skeptical. I understand you guys want to ape into everything, but be as skeptical as you can. Apologies for this video being longer than it is, but I just need to get this video out there because number one, I have a community where I can't tell them about every single scam that's coming up. And number two, I actually want to help the community to making sure people aren't losing money in dumb ways. Nonetheless, a lot of people aren't going to see this video. So if you're one of the lucky people that actually see this video, make sure you apply this stuff because my channel isn't that big. It's not that popular. And a lot of people aren't going to see this stuff. And the crazy thing about this is that sometimes scam coins can go on for a very long time. Like Rismus was even a bundled scam. That's another thing that happens as well. You should use the bundle checker. These coins can just go on for a long time. So of course, guys, always stay safe out there. Always be careful out there. Hopefully, you guys have happy meme coin trading. And with that, I will see you in the next video.